Hi guys, a subscriber of mine has sent me this video to react on. It is the conversation between Shashi Tharoor and the former Chief Justice of India, D.Y Chandrachud Answer. Let's just react in this video and let's just react in this video first.
A lot of the founding fathers were against reservation.
I have a slightly different take.
No politician is going to dare to touch them because he's instantly fried.
Discrimination against the scheduled castes is ended, has still not arrived in India.
He's a major advocate of reservation. Even within reservations, it's possible to promote merit.
What do you really mean by merit? Reservations are not contrary to merit.
I'm just curious, whatever happened to that thinking?
I don't think India has come to that level at all.
Dr. Tharoor, you note how reservations originally envisioned by Dr. Ambedkar, and as you quote, were a temporary corrective, but today have become politically untouchable. I'm from GLC myself, and 50%, more than 50% of seats are reserved, and we work with this IMANS network with so many young people. We hear this quite often, and there is a growing concern that merit is often being compromised in the names of reservation. Do you believe India can ever move beyond reservations, or are they too entrenched in vote bank?
If it succeeded, then it would be a great future for India.
Politics.
In my
I
opinion.
think they're very, very entrenched. In fact, the irony is a lot of the founding fathers were against reservations, including Mr. Nehru, who's written about it in letters to chief ministers, saying
Wow.
why he's opposed to reservations. There's even a debatable proposition, I don't want to get into it, about whether Dr. Ambedkar wanted at the end of 10 years the reservations to continue or not. But the fact of the matter is they're here to stay. In America, I don't know how many of you have knowledge of this, but the American...
Comparing America to India, it is not relatable each other. The country is high developed with lots of great mindset, with so much money and developed and with great AQI. Everything is fine. But yeah, also I get it, like some people gonna chant against the comment section, oh, five fingers are not the equal. Yeah, I get it, I get the bullshit. But comparing America to any country it should be very, it should be ashamed by itself. Why you're comparing to your India to America or such, or any country, right? Even Pakistan. Why? You need to talk about your country.
subway system.
If you're taking this example for taking the notes or taking the knowledge from other people, from other country, then it would be fine. But you're comparing directly, it doesn't good for any country.
The underground subway system in America has 3 rails. There are the 2 rails on which the train runs. And in between there is a 3rd rail, which generates the electricity on which the train runs. Now, if you accidentally touch the...
Yeah, why is that? Why? Because of their people, the system people, which is also, I didn't support them. Any system is corrupted system in itself. I know this thing, but even though, let's just put this matter aside for 1 second and just think at the different perspective. Their people are not the corrupted people like Indian people. You got it? Got my point? Their people, the system people, are not the corrupted people like Indian people. They maybe they might have this money, okay, but they are not corrupted. They may have wanted more money, they can demand more money, but they are not corrupted.
3rd rail, you're instantly electrocuted. Reservations are the 3rd rail of Indian politics. No politician is going to dare to touch them because he's instantly fried. So the result...
He will be instantly fried. Why? Because of people are retarded, mentally retarded. Indian people are retarded, totally. Especially in tier 3 cities, they're totally brainwashed people. They're high, uneducated people, high rates of crime there, high rates of patriarchy or something like, the morality factor or something. It's happening there, and they're poor people as well. They're religious people as well. They're very dangerous to any society. The poor people, the poor thinking, not the poor people. Poor people are people. It has nothing to do with the richness, because I have two eyes, one nose, a teeth. A poor person also have a same structure as I do, but I'm talking about the mindset level here.
Is very, very seriously that whatever intellectual disagreements and discussions you may have, when even sort of the great grandson of Mr. Nehru is a major advocate of reservations in our politics today, I think those who may have intellectual difficulties with this notion will have to sit back and say, this we can't touch. We have to work within it and try and ensure the promotion of merit with it. I mean, I've been advocating for a long time, for example, that many of the sort of underprivileged communities, underprivileged by either class or caste or gender or religion, should actually be getting also another kind of affirmative action. Extra courses, remedial instruction.
But do you actually think that this thing gonna support them? Because people are totally brainwashed there, and brainwashed people do not care about anything. They do not care about freedom. They want to be brainwashed throughout their since they die, since their death, till their death maybe.
Leg up extra coaching, for example, on how to take examinations. How you can get, for example, people into the police, into the army, into in fact even the central services, by encouraging them to be able.
You need to encourage them seriously. You do not need to encourage them. They're poor people. They are not gonna understand you. Maybe some people does, but most of the 90% majority people not gonna understand you. They want basics. Think first: food, shelter, a decent house. Okay, shelter cover it. And yeah, basic thing first. Basic.
To take advantage of the opportunities available to them through merit. So even within reservations, it's possible to promote merit, but you need to encourage it because a lot of people need that extra help.
Wow.
Your Lordship Justice, what is your advice to
Lordship, Lordship Justice. Who are you, bro? You're just a human to me. Lordship, why are you Lord? Why people are living in poverty? Is it because of you? You are Lord. Somebody gave you title of Lord. Lordship, what the creep? People are dying in starvation. Take a look at there. Lordship, huh? Sure, Lordship. You're just a human being.
the government
Nothing
ongoing
else.
about this? Has the time come to reevaluate the structure and
These all the people are sitting here. These all are the group of the, one single group. These are they may have different subgroups. They appears in the first position like they are in subgroups, but they are off the camera, behind the camera, they are in one group, and the group only thought or thinks how to snatch money from the poor people and fill our banks in Switzerland.
scope of reservations, not to weaken affirmative action, but to ensure it remains fair and relevant?
I was slightly.
It is not fair and it is not relevant. You are brainwashed people. First, you need to provide them a basic structures or basic faculties.
Slightly different take on reservations, which was your question. Reservations were introduced in India in the backdrop of centuries of discrimination against the marginalized groups in our society.
Who was the marginalized groups in our society back then? Were they Dalits of India or were they something else?
Not, by the way, constitute a minority, but constitute the majority of the country. That's the difference, say, between India and the US. Now, the idea, therefore, was through reservations and affirmative action to mainstream them into Indian public life.
If you take an example of America, why you cannot just simply imply or applications those systems inside your India? Because you're just taking example of America, but still you're not doing this such thing, which is also describe you how a corrupted person you are, because you know everything about America, you know everything about Germany, you know everything about India, and you have also different kinds of mindset, different kinds of perspective from every other countries, but you're not implying here in India, not implication. It just showed how cruel you are to your own people.
In Indian social life. The constitution itself was not just an instrument for the transfer of political power from a colonial to an independent Indian regime, but an instrument of social transformation. So there were two parallel movements which were going on when the constitution was drafted. And reservations in that sense proceed on the postulate that you can have a stable polity, you can have a stable society when all elements of the society, including those who have been historically discriminated against for centuries, are brought into the mainstream of discourse. Now, we have to ask ourselves this question.
We have to ask ourselves one question as well: who were they? Who were they? Who the people were being slaved in the past?
Can we say today, 75 years after the Constitution has been adopted, that discrimination against
You see the major factor here. It's been a 75 years, and since then till now, India is unsuccessful to make their people's life happy. A 75 years is a big number, a big number. It's kind of like a century, but still you're not providing them a basic things which they need. So who the creep are you sitting in the position and having this title, oh lordship, I'm a lordship, look at me, I'm a CGI? Brainwashed.
say, the marginalized communities, the scheduled castes, the scheduled tribes in particular, has ended after 75 years? And the answer to that would be clearly in the negative. You still have students who commit suicide, Dalit students who have committed suicide. And
Why they're committing suicide? Have you researched them? Have you go inside their houses and you ask them, what is your problem, what you need? I'm the government, I want to give you everything. Why? Because you gave me vote, and that's my initial work to do, to provide you basic things whatsoever you need. Did you did it?
yeah,
Have you did it? My English is bad, I'm sorry, but guys, but like you understand the point what I'm saying, right?
IITs or in different institutions. So, which means that the time where you can say that discrimination against the scheduled castes has ended has still not arrived in India. India still faces that. Having said that, judicially, there has been a number of
Judiciary, huh? Judiciary. It is just a paper and some stupid people written on them, and they think, oh, this is the law, I just made it, and we have to work on this law which is created by me. Does it make any sense?
very innovative approaches to reservation. One of the decisions which we rendered as part of the Constitution bench was on this issue of subclassification. Can a state government subclassify the scheduled castes which are
No, they cannot do it. Why? Because they're very busy doing their own corruption.
notified by Parliament or the President, as the case may be, so as to confine or give benefits to the
Why would they do that? Why would be anybody sitting on a position? They have a big stomach, first of all. It is first sign that these people are having so many foods, right? Why? Because they can afford it, and they can snatch money from poor people's pocket, and they can fill inside their tummy, and that's why their stomach got that big. Show me any person except Raghav Chadda sir. I love them. He's legend. Or except Rahul Gandhi sir. I love him. He's also legend. Show me any of the leader except those two that have not a, a big belly. Show me. Show me.
Most backward amongst them. The Supreme Court said yes. There's nothing in the
Supreme Court is just a propaganda.
Constitution which would prevent a state government from identifying those castes which are truly backward and then ensuring that benefits go to them so that the benefits are not really absorbed by the most.
It is not absorbed by the most of the poor people. It's been absorbed by the leaders themselves. That's why they have very big belly and they have cars behind them. They have fancy house, and their children are studying in outside the India or in abroad, and their own people, the mentally retarded Indian stupid people who gave them vote, who gave them a chance to rule them, they're simply living a delusional, and they're poor people, and they're stuck in this mediocre life where they became very aggressive, poor they are, and they have lots of children. They cannot uh, provide food themselves. How they're going to provide food their babies, their children's, or their wives?
Forward amongst the backward communities. So we've permitted that. The other reservation in India is for the socially and educationally backward
Oh, you permit that, huh?
classes of citizens, the OBCs as we call them. That's how the Constitution calls them.
Right.
Now, we've applied the creamy layer doctrine.
That's how the constitution call them. Okay, so you have no gut to call it out, and you're taking reference of a constitution which is also a man-made thing, which is also a divide and rule thing. I do not believe in constitution. It's just constitution is only for the rich people. It's not valid for poor people, and it's only for the business people. Okay, businessmen, industries, and the people who are in position in somewhere. It's not applicable for them. It's only applicable for the poor people under the law. Do you actually think that a group of CM and they're crossing this traffic and they're gonna follow the traffic rules? Absolutely not.
To
But they accept this law from the poor people, and if they break, some officers are gonna arrive them, which is also puppets of the government. Hey, you just break the rule, give me the fine, and the fine is going to be distributed by the people like me and as well.
reservations
the country
for
works.
the socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, which means that the most affluent amongst the socially and educationally backward classes of citizens are excluded from the benefit of reservations. The final point which I want to make on this, of course,
If you know everything about them, what are you still doing? Why you not going them and helping them? Or why you're not setting a team which going to be under your watching, and you're going to be take watch them 247 365 day and help them actual format? Why you know everything but you're not helping them or in any way?
can spend a whole afternoon discussing this, is on what do you
Now some people gonna chant in the comment section, oh, he did have the power. This is why I told you the constitution is all divided into groups. It's working for rich people to defend them, to protect them, to save them, and attacking on the poor people, offensing on the poor people, and killing the poor people.
really mean by merit? Does merit mean, for instance, the scores which you clock on the NEET, National Eligibility Exam Entrance Test for medical admissions, or in the CLAT, the Common Law Aptitude Test? The reason why merit cannot be reflected in the scores which you have on the raw scores in these tests, is that the raw scores which students attain in these tests are themselves the product of your cultural and social capital. The best students the students who generally score the best are those who have access to coaching classes, who have command over.
You get it. You get the point. What I'm trying to say here, man. The reservation is only protecting the rich people and not the poor people. Because a poor person, if he applicable for doing everything, but still he didn't have money to give them to have a participation on. Because I don't think so. The reservation gonna start like work like that. Hey, this tumbler is this tumbler is very empty, or anybody want to jump into that and this will be filled, and I don't think so they allow them this to be happen, which is ideally should be happen like that way. But do you think actually gonna happen like that way? They need money from everybody, right? That's why he defended needs. Oh, okay. This stupid, मेरी बिजली भाग गई यार, एक मिनट. हाँ, okay. Need people need whatsoever this is the preparation for medical services air the laws, right? Because they know who's going to understand this perspective better, a poor people or the rich people. Oh, rich people belongs to what, the other rich people, or the poor people belongs to what, the other poor people. So I don't want to give them a chance to attend this or be a rich people by taking the advantage of a medical field, or by taking the advantage of the laws or whatsoever. Discrimination is still happening inside the India. And for those who don't know, it's I don't know, like थोड़े टाइम पहले की बात है. mm, जो नए CGI बने, what is his name, CGI, new CGI, whatsoever his name, the new CGI, he's also faced the discrimination by the people and in the Supreme Court as well.
For English. There are, of course, exceptions to this. But therefore, if you define merit not in terms of your ability to score in examinations, but merit in terms of inclusion, of the ability of our society to give responsible positions in governance to different segments of society.
They don't want allow merit in the system which they described, which is going to be always aside with the rich people, but they're simply doing merit in UPSC or in the low segment type of works. This is two types of India.
That is what defines merit. Then reservations are not contrary to merit, but they in fact further merit, because it allows for people, whether they become
Only rich people.
IAS officers, whether they become IPS officers, doctors, an equal share of social development.
Equally, India didn't believe in equality. India itself are the India itself isn't a one, it's a four thing. Indo, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, ये वो मैं इसमें लड़ गया मैंने तुझे मार दिया तो
Otherwise, what is happening even today, Anjani, is this, that if you look at the representation of the scheduled caste, for instance, you will find a lot of representation or improved representation at the lowest levels, class 4 posts. When you come to the top posts, the most important positions of responsibility,
the most important responsibilities, position,
you'd find them lacking even today. The same thing in the case of women, for instance. Now, where do you find? So therefore, I think
absolutely not. It's just a clown show. Some people, stupid people, sitting in the audience and they just clap for.
Of course, Dr. Ambedkar believed that reservations initially should be valid for 10 years. But I do believe that for India to maintain the sense of social harmony, the social equilibrium, And I see the flip side, as you said in the law college, 50% of the seats are reserved. And I see the flip side from the point of view of a person belonging to a non-reserved community. But looking at it from an overall national perspective, I still do believe that reservations in India have been a very potent source of maintaining this social equilibrium, where we
Equilibrium, it didn't exist in India. It divided by four groups: Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, and there are also so many groups are there out there, which I cannot describe there because I don't know how many groups are there. There's so many, more than 50.
brought all segments of the community and given them an opportunity for personal growth and development and social growth and development as well.
I agree with all that. Can I just...
I don't agree with all that. I never agree with these elite people. Who are they? They're sitting in the very best room under the AC, air conditioning, and they have very great of their life, but they're not giving this even 1% to the poor people who actually need them. And they talks about that, huh?
ask you a question, Dhananjay, on a very important aspect of this. In 2015, Justices Gogoi and Nariman, neither of them was a Chief Justice at the time, came up with a judgment on the Jat reservation case, where they actually declared that birth into a particular category would no longer be sufficient for the Supreme Court to permit reservations, and they wanted the government to come back with a matrix of disabilities that were entitled a person to reservations. Now, curiously, Gogoi went on to become a CJI, never referred to his own judgment again. I believe he was the principal author of it. And subsequently, of course, Nariman had a distinguished career. You've had reservation-related cases coming before you. I've never seen another reference to this argument that, and the government has never come up with a matrix anyway, that you could actually make reservations and merit and all of these things something that is subject to a greater set of considerations than mere birth into a caste or a community alone. That you would have, let's say, you could have points for being a single mother, earning a...
Points which are also man-made. And why you need so many these things? Why it cannot be according to the nature? According to the nature, why it cannot be? Why everybody have to follow government?
certain level of income, being from a certain caste or community, being whatever, all of those things. And then, depending on that, you would qualify or not for reservation. That's what I understood by the language of that judgment. I'm just curious, whatever happened to that thinking?
The moment you talk about these other metrics, then you are substituting the very foundation of the reservation policy in India.
Birth.
Which is, no, it is not necessarily good. Now, we have reservations under the EWS category, the economically weaker sections, where you apply a pure economic criteria. Mm-hmm. But you can't really subsume reservations only under the economically weaker sections category. Because in some communities, birth within that community is itself a source of discrimination. Even in
100% right. 100% right. I've seen a ton of example out there, but some people, let's suppose a scheduled caste, right? And a baby born into their family, immediately he would going to be face a lots of problem. Why? Because he just born into a different path where he shouldn't belong to, in a man-made thing. But in a nature, it's just nature. You're just born into life, start living your life. It is in India only, or maybe some part of the other country as well, where people discriminate each other. Very brutally, racist they are. Very racist. Absolutely, people's mind got hijacked. Politicians are one of the worst creature on the earth.
India today, if you go to the villages, birth within that caste or community is a very potent source of discrimination.
Right. 100%
now, what the government
right.
has done, which is by bringing in the recent constitutional amendment, is to also allow for reservations to the EWS category. which is really to say that in the non-reserved categories, namely the non-SC, ST, OBC categories as well, there may be people who would be economically underprivileged and who should also be given a certain degree of reservation, which is a different basis altogether of reservation. But to apply that criterion to castes which are fundamentally underprivileged would really take away the whole social basis of the reservation.
And that's the one of the reason that the anybody wants to do that thing, right? Nobody wants to do that thing. Why? Because it's need effort. It's need actual effort, actual hard work to go to the people, to talk to the people, and to bring this good lesson amongst the people. And after that, anybody can guarantee that perspective that people gonna understand you. Why? Because throughout the history, they've been brainwashed, and they have faces lots of problems, lots of situations, and they cannot forget this. Right? It is the problem.
Policy. And I still do believe that India has not still come to that point where we can say that, well, all communities are equally or all castes are equally situated, and therefore we can end reservation. I don't think India has come to that level at all.
Right. A good video. I do agree on some points. I do not agree on some points as well, because they are the people who are taking every advantage, and the poor people are not getting singly, right? And they talks about that. They make talks about that. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. But the time when it's come, the time when you have to apply this amongst the people, they will never going to be do it. Why? Because it's need effort, it's need actual time, it's need actual energy of you. Simple. थैंक यू गाइस सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो। मिलते हैं आपसे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करना मेरे चैनल का, इनका जो ओरिजिनल लिंक है वो डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में डाल दूंगा। थैंक यू सो मच।